I'm Brian Westbrook at AWS reInvent 2024 with GeekWire Studios. We are excited to be joined by PwC's Justine Makki and Todd Supplee. Welcome to the both of you.
Thank you.
I would love to talk about PwC. You think about it in a macro level, there's a lot of great things that you as an organization do, but today we're talking about media and entertainment. I could not be more excited. Walk us through this space. What's going on?
There is a ton going on in media and entertainment, as you know. We as PwC really bring about consulting solutions to it. So really looking at technology, innovative technology, that's why we're here, working with AWS as a big partner, and really bringing these technology solutions to a sector within entertainment media that's really challenged at the moment. There's a lot happening.
And one of the things that is really big is GenAI, and your clients are harnessing that power in the media and entertainment space. Justine, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we are developing a solution. It's called ADA. It stands for AI-driven annotation. And it uses generative AI to extract information from contracts or other types of documents. And it's especially important in entertainment and media because of the value proposition around intellectual property. So I, as a studio or a streaming service, really need to understand, what do I own? What is my intellectual property? How can I extend that value and really reach more customers and get more customer engagement? And all that information is housed in contracts. And so we're leveraging GenAI to really unlock what's included in those contracts and really do that at scale.
It's kind of interesting because when you think of a contract, you think of an intellectual property, a movie, a TV show, for example, you kind of assume that the studio owns it all, but that's not true?
It's not always true. And the rights are extremely complicated, and these contracts, while short, have a lot of complexity within it. So it makes it even harder for traditional AI to get through it. We've found that using traditional AI ML, it's been about a 60% accuracy rate.
Okay.
But what we're getting under GenAI is about 90%. So we still have humans in the loop. You still need a human to review it and really make sure they understand it. But GenAI is really helping that curve of getting it more accurate. Let's use an example just to try and bring this to life. What's your favorite TV show?
West Wing, easy.
West Wing, great TV show.
No hesitation.
I'm with you.
Okay.
And how many seasons have you watched over and over and over again?
How many times have I watched
Have
the
you gone
entire
all the way through?
series?
Yeah.
3.
Okay. I think I'm 3 as well.
Okay, perfect.
So good, we're in good company. So say a studio wants to, you're the studio head and you want to, hey, what's your favorite character?
CJ Craig.
Oh, absolutely.
White House
CJ
press
Craig.
office,
Yeah.
that's
so
easy.
you want to make a CJ Craig doll?
Sure.
Or a lunchbox?
How about like a notebook?
A notebook.
Yeah, feels
okay,
a little
like,
more.
Yeah, with like a White House
Yeah, right,
style,
exactly.
very, great. So you want to make a notebook. So traditionally what happens in a studio environment is they call up business affairs and they say, hey, I want to make a CJ Craig notebook. Do we have the rights to that? Do we have the rights to use CJ Craig's face and character on it? Do we have the rights to even make a consumer product? Traditionally, that would be a research that the business affairs team is doing. You have very important people combing through contracts, figuring out what rights we have. Using GenAI, you can do that in about hours instead of months.
Wow.
So that's the accelerated curve we're talking about. And you can unlock, that's unlocking value like Justine talked about, right? That's money. That's money left on the table.
Right, because then now you're selling notebooks whatever it is. Interesting. And again, I would have thought that you kind of blindly just assume that somebody has the rights to all of that because you signed that over, but that's not true. CJ Craig may have, Allison Janney may have access to the rights to her own likeness, would make sense. What about generative AI specifically makes ADA so powerful?
It's really that speed and that acceleration. So we have kind of 2 challenges. We have a traditional market within entertainment media that has been window-based. Mm-hmm. In other words, you have a theatrical window or a television first broadcast window.
Right.
Then you have your home entertainment, which has kind of shrunk pretty significantly. Then you have VOD and streaming. So you have these traditional windows. Rights wasn't as big an issue then because we all knew where that right was at any one point in time. This is from a selling side. So now we have everything's just mixed up. And have you ever noticed where you'll go to watch The West Wing and sometimes it's on Peacock and sometimes it's on Netflix or sometimes it's on Prime Video?
Right, yeah.
Right. Did you ever wonder as a consumer, isn't that kind of confusing?
It's very confusing.
Right, that's all rights. That's how rights are locked up. That's how these deals are structured. And the challenge is if you as a seller want to go to Spain and sell The West Wing to a broadcast platform in Spain,
right,
you need to know if you have the right to do that. So again, going back to, I got to call business affairs and find out, get a research memo 3 months later, the market in Spain may have moved off and said, we don't want the West Wing. We don't like political dramas. We just had politics going on here. Gotcha. So that's the speed at which GenAI can create this and give you this information at your fingertips, and then you can monetize it, which is the value.
What's also really cool about GenAI is it's really putting the power in the hands of end users. So I don't need to be a data scientist. I don't need to know how to code. I can learn prompt engineering, and I can start using a tool like Ada on day one to start reviewing my contracts and extracting information.
So help me out here. For example, I'm sitting in a meeting, we're talking about creating this Alice and Janney notebook, right? I could unlock that right from the meeting rather than having to go off and have a research project created and reconvene in 2 months later. Now, Justine, what sets Ada apart from other AI solutions in the market?
I think what you get on day one as a customer is not only the tool itself and the value of large language models, but it's also the PwC expertise and our business acumen around how to really set up the tool, how to understand what it is you're trying to extract, and really start building in that intelligence into the tool in a very quick way.
Fantastic. Anything we didn't talk about, anything we didn't cover today? This is such a great space. I love this.
It's fun. It's innovative, and it's really new, and it's solving a big problem. And the problems are getting more broader than media and entertainment. We've run into lease contracts, where you have a volume of lease contracts, healthcare contracts, and real estate deals. Anything that you have kind of a contractual obligation that you need to extract key information out of in a very rapid way at scale, that's where GenAI comes in.
Is Ada a PwC product, or is it something that it's specifically out of the media and entertainment group, or is it something that's being used across PwC? You mentioned leases. What are some other examples?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of interest in healthcare. We're actually using it in healthcare. If you're talking about huge acquisitions, a ton of information, healthcare documents, we're talking about thousands of documents. And so healthcare is a great example. We see it in automotive, we see it in real estate. It's really very fascinating when you start to look at the value of those contracts and what it is you're trying to get out of it, and really leveraging GenAI to do that.
I'm really excited to go take that back and have my CJ Craig notebook coming to a mailbox near you, maybe, possibly. Big thanks to Todd and Justine with PwC. I'm Brian Westbrook with GeekWire Studios. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Thank you.